appreciate everybody for tuning in. When the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Let's figure this thing out, Cowboy Nation. Gotta grind and shine. Shout out to the HBOs, the SGs. Salute to the grinders. Really appreciate you all for jumping in and tuning in. Share gang, let's go. Yeah. Come on. A prize fighter, even when he's down, continue to fight. Swinging. Salute to all that's going out there to Oxnard and beyond. Notification SWAT up. Facebook group. Appreciate you all. Yo, come on. The name is Law Nation. I see you, Mark. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, William Vernon. Thank you for being part of this thing. If you're going to be in Oxnard, let me know. Let me know. And if you're not able to make it, that's okay. We got you covered. Yeah. Come on. Let me know if my audio is straight. Let me know. Come on, Nation. Y'all can hear me. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and being part of this episode. Turn me up. Yep. All right, so my thing is Cowboy Nation and beyond. The roster is always a situation and scenario. It's the most important thing of the team. You got to evaluate. You got to leave no stone unturned. You got to make sure that these guys are hungry. I always say this. You never, ever want to fight a person that have the PhD mentality. You don't want to fight that person. Oh, what is that? What is PhD? You know, that's poor, hungry, and determined. When you have that mindset, when you have those thoughts in your mind, in your heart, there's nothing that can stop you. You're looking at this opportunity saying that, hey, this right here is the ability for me to put food, not just on my table, but for my kids' table, right? This right here is an opportunity that I cannot let slip up. And every year, regardless of whether or not it's on the Dallas Cowboys team or another team, there's a person with that mindset, not allowing the clouds of misjudgment to get in the way and not allowing the stipulations to get in the way. They come out to be full dogs. Yeah, appreciate you, William. Thank you so much, man. He said the audio sounds good to me. Appreciate you, William. Appreciate you for jumping in. So speaking of such terminology, and I thank everybody for the stars. I really do. Appreciate you, Sally. When we talk about the terminology of the willing to fight, the training camp is less than 30 days, less than 25 days, I believe now. And there will be a situation where there will be hard cuts. There will be some soft cuts. There will be some more rumors. There will be a possible trade scenario. Although I believe that the Dallas Cowboys just don't believe in trading for a player. I didn't get out that. That didn't come out right. A player. A player. Yeah. They don't really believe in that. But we got Xavier Howard's out there of the world who's uncomfortable with the program that he's playing in. And, of course, you got, who else? Jamal Adams. You got all of these little flurries of possibilities. And I'm with the belief, and the majority of you guys are as well. Shout out to you, David Sanchez. Hard hitters will be in Oxnard. I'll be looking for you guys. Yeah, and with the mindset of, hey, I want to go to a new environment. Newsflash, if you're having disgruntled or ill wills at your other place and you're trying to come over here to the Dallas Cowboys land, it don't go away. It intensifies. It do. And they will use every headline, every chance and opportunity to speak upon those things. For example, did the Four Ladder Network, did they ever did a piece on Xavier, not Xavier Howard, what's the Xavier kid, Xavier Collins? Yeah, did they ever do a piece on that one yet? I'm waiting. First Take, Undisputed. They probably let that go all the way under the water, or water under the bridge, basically. Appreciate you always, ladies. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me see if I can pull this chart up right quick so that we can go over this right quickly. Bam, here we go. This is the chart of the Dallas Cowboys roster. Is actually on their website. You can go there. And basically, we got over here, and there's Braylon Jones, not Byron Jones, the center. I did majority of my film reviews on all of the players outside of the players that was drafted, outside of Matt Fornock and Josh Ball. Those are two guys that I have yet to complete. But I did got a chance to do some of the film reviews on some of the undrafted guys. Nevertheless, some of the guys here, we got Deontay Burton, 6'2", 205 pounds. He got years of experience here. Maurice Candidate, those guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now, Deontay and Maurice, and let me go down here, Reggie Robinson, Rashard Robinson, they're going to have to fight. They flat out do got to fight. And out of all of these guys, of course, Reggie, he was my dark horse last season. I really want him to fight and claw through those things. And of course, we got some other guys that's way down here on the list. But I want you guys to understand that this battle, these are the safeties. Tyler Cole, versatile guy. He's a 4-3 guy. He was a converted linebacker / safety in his collegiate career, but he's primarily going to play that safety role on this level. And he's 6'1", 209 pounds. Of course, KZ, I think that he was a very, very, very underrated pick for us. I think that KZ, when you guys was able to look at some of the film reviews, appreciate you, Purvis. Appreciate you, man, for being part of one of the sponsors here. He's one of those guys that you would look at and say, man, if the ball is batted in the air, I can go out there and grab it. I flat out can go out there and grab it. And Stephen Parker, J-Ron Curse right now, because it was been mini camp, and you know how that thing goes. He was the only one that's out there, so he got a lot of momentum heading into training camp. You got to utilize that momentum to use it for your best. Let's see what we have here. Reggie Davis is not in this roster. This is from Gustavo. Shout out to you. Well, Reggie Davis, he's gonna have to find a way, but I'm talking about Reggie Robinson. And I think Reggie Davis is on this thing right here. He's one of those list of wide receivers there. I don't know his number, but some of these guys will be assigned. This is not the official, although it's on their website. They take time to update it. But I do have something for you guys. Give me 1 second here. Appreciate you guys for jumping in and tuning in, by the way. But what I have here, offensive chart right here. As you guys can look right here, that is the actual chart that I'm looking at. And this is the chart that I believe that the Dallas Cowboys might roll with as it relates to their starting lineup and their backup. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys will roll with the mindset of Dak Prescott, of course, and then you look at Garrett Gilbert. I know you got the likes of Ben DiNucci, you got the likes of the quote-unquote Cooper Rush, who's been here for a second here for lots of cup of coffee. I do know that it will always be a scenario whereas he may be favored because he knows the system, but coming out on top, I believe it will be Dak Prescott and Garrett Gilbert. Now, as far as the running back scenario, of course, we have Ezekiel, Elijah Elliott, then we have Tony Pollard, and then we have Rico. Now, there is another guy, I think his last name is Hardy, Jaquan Hardy, that I got to really evaluate his film on. But right now, it's those three right there. Those three right there. Appreciate you for the donation, Jay Versick. Sidearm Wander. Oh, man. Leave him alone, right? All right, so, of course, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Noah Brown. These are some wide receivers, Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson, and Simi Fehoko. Those are the wide receiving groups there. Now, wide receivers is always a beautiful sight to look at because impact players that shows up.
Sidearm Wander.
Yeah, appreciate you again. Sidearm Wonder. All right, so when we look at that, I know T.J. Vashers, Osiris Mitchell, Brandon Smith, I believe that's the other guy's name, Brandon Eagles as well. Those guys, they're going to have to fight. Reggie Davis, those guys going to have to fight. Training camp, the evaluations for the nation. They're going to have to roll up their sleeves. They're going to have to say to themselves, hey, this opportunity is like what I think Asmodi has put down there, generational wealth for me. Flat out, generational wealth. It was in the Madden trailer, JW. Appreciate you, Matt. Appreciate you. What's up with you, Jeffrey? What's good with you, man? Thank you for jumping in. So I'm looking at it like I did a video about Amari Cooper. And in that video, I went into great details of Amari Cooper fighting for a contract. This is his contract year. And when you look up Curtis Samuel's contract information, he signed for a $34 million contract. And if you look up Curtis Samuel, you guys can feel free to just Google his information there. You'll say to yourself, man, Curtis, numbers are not that far away from Michael Gallup. And then when you do the exact same thing for, what's his name? Is it Kenny Galladay? Yeah, when you do the exact same thing for him, his numbers are not that far apart. But what Kenny got over Michael Gallup and Curtis Samuel is touchdowns. But he's been plagued with injuries and things like that. And my thing is, on the high end, Kenny Galladay got $72 to $73 million, somewhere in that ball range. And you got Curtis Samuel with 34. If I'm the agent for Michael Gallup, I'm trying to get my client north of both of those guys' monies. And I know that last season, regardless of how we perceive it, we can say to ourselves, man, the Cowboys were robbed of the opportunity because of this and because of that. But that's life. And if you are the quote-unquote agent for Michael Gallup, you're trying to present the best possibilities, not just for him, but for your future's endeavors. Because now, if you lowball him, and just because he plays for the Dallas Cowboys, another client of yours that play for the Rams or another client of yours that play for the Browns, they're going to be looking at it like, man, I don't want to sign with this agency because this guy's stats were at this level and he was able to only get this amount of money. So it's always a scenario whereas you can't count the sponsorship part of it with the Dallas Cowboys. You got to look at it at face value. Appreciate you, James. Appreciate you, man. You here. Appreciate you, Lance Bell. Noah Brown. You think that he's going to be a hard cut, or you think that Noah Brown is going to get out of here? Or stay here, I meant to say. Cedric Wilson. I think that Cedric Wilson is safe. I think that the team in general is really in love with Simi Fehoko. I think that he stays here. Tight end scenario. I hope you guys can see this. The tight end, Blake Jarwin, Schultz, Jeremy Sprinkles. I'm looking at Schultz and Sprinkles, bona fide, legitimate blocking tight ends. Schultz can give you some catch action too. He showed up last season, north of 50 catches, north of 600 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's something that you just can't sneeze at. And when you think about it, and collectively speaking, you look at the quarterbacks that was throwing him the ball, you can argue and say, man, if he had a more formidable quarterback, those numbers would have been north of that. And in a situation, a scenario, they got to go with 3 tight ends because of the personnel groupings. Whenever you get into the red zone, money zone, you want to run, 13 personnel? So in order for you to do that, you got to have somebody that's willing to block, somebody that's eligible to block, somebody that can sneak out of the backfield to catch as well. So Sprinkle, he's a blocking tight end. So I think that he makes this team, and he got experience. Appreciate you, Mac. Appreciate you. Lance Bell will be a hard cut. This is from not Lance Bell. Well, Lance Bell, if you make the team, that would be nice, get that paycheck. But Lance Bell said that Noah Brown would be a hard cut. Yeah. Shout out to you from Brazil, Gustavo. I think that's how you say your name. All right, so the other scenario, tackles. Tyron Smith, Ty Niseki, I think that's how you say that name, as offensive tackle. And then you got your guard, and that's on the left side, of course. You got Connor Williams, Brandon Knight, Tyler Biotish is the center, Zach Martin. You got Connor McGovern as the backup for him. And then you have, for the right side of the field, blocking for your quarterback, you got Lyle Collins, and you have Joshua Ball. Those are the guys that's on the offensive side of the coin, and we can dive deep into that information there and give you guys more details on that. And my thing is, Cowboy Nation, always make sure you measure twice, cut once, and in that same breath, look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. When we think about all of these things as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys roster piece, we want competition. Let's listen to 105.3 The Fan. They're going to talk into some details of do you trust either Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith. I haven't heard the full episode, so bear with me, and let's break this down.
To be good,
Jeff, Gavin, who do you trust more, Tyron Smith or Lyle Collins?
To be good.
All right, before they go into their detailings, I trust both of them. Let me give you guys my opinion on it. I trust both Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith. My thing is, as far as reservations, I would like to see Lyle Collins in a preseason game, seeing if he can still have that quickness and football speed. Yes, running around during the offseason is one thing, but when you're in actual live combat, and that will be one of the things that I will be looking at while I'm out there in Oxnard. And as well as with Tyron Smith, I'm not worried about him during the offseason, and I'm not worried about him week 1, week 2, week 3. I'm just worried about, as far as the reservation piece of it, is can he play 17 weeks?
Do I trust?
Just to trust.
Man, I hate to say it. Wow, this is a complicated. Every second I unwrap a new layer in my head. I'm going to go with Tyron.
I'm going to, because I know the layers that you're unwrapping. I know all of them, right? They're both coming off of injury. Tyron has a bigger injury history, but Lyle is the one that last year you're like, hey, you weren't really getting ready to play football. What's that about?
Yeah.
And he's not as good. So, like, protecting him from sacks.
I thought Lyle Collins
they're both really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing against Lyle, but he's no Tyron.
I trust Lyle Collins more.
I'm going to tell Tyron you said that.
By a smidge. Because I trust Lyle Collins 100% and Tyron 99.8.
There you go.
It's actually like 71% to 58.
There's people over there that believe that Lyle Collins is a better player than Tyron Smith.
Let me stop the mighty Brian Broaddus. From a positional standpoint, we got a chance to see Lyle Collins 1 year. 1 year to play at a good level. I ain't saying great or dominant level, but at a good level at right tackle. And that's on the side where the quarterback can see the pressure, see the blitz coming from, because the quarterback is right-handed. Now, on the blind side is a whole new world. I come here to tell a lot of people that I believe if God made Connor Williams' arms just longer, just make his arms longer, they would have kicked Connor Williams at that right tackle and kept Lyle Collins at that guard spot. From a mindset and a mentality, we need a guard that's nasty. And I'm not here to sully or denigrate Connor Williams. I understand every year he becoming better and better and better in his craft and his skill set. But I got to put the booty in there. I just believe that Lyle Collins, he's a good player, don't get it twisted. Good as a right tackle. Hall of Famer as a guard. That's just my thought. And I know a lot of people would be looking at it like, nah, look at his, just look at the tape when they played him at guard. And I know you don't never supposed to look up highlights and stuff like that, but I challenge majority of anybody that really just dive into football. You can type in highlights for him at guard, but you can't find highlights of him at right tackle. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine.
I'm just saying.
he's in the prime of his career.
I'm just saying, though, and I think a lot of it has to do with what the general's thinking about the back. That's it. The neck stuff and all that, that sounds great. Everything seems like it's in order. The back, I don't think they can get that back to where it needs to be. I would worry about. I do. I trust Lyle Collins.
Man, what a hater!
I really do.
I didn't know you guys were, or you were such a
LSU
huge. Who'd you pick? You're such a huge Tyron hater.
Oh, I love LSU. That's Lyle Collins.
Okay,
LSU guy. That's why.
That makes
Not
sense.
a nice brother too. Okay, Anthony Brown or Jordan Lewis?
Woo! AB or Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis. Who do you guys believe in? You know, when I was doing the final word with Big Game and Boss Cowboy and the OC, I said that AB and Jordan Lewis, same person. Same person. Not similar in the sense of way they're playing at, but similar in the sense of production, basically. Similar in the sense of collective, hey, we thought highly of them and then the door was shut. One good season by one and one good season by the other. AB, if you trust AB, just put trust AB or TAB, tab, basically. And if you trust Jordan Lewis, just put J. Lou. I see a lot of J. Lou's up in the house. And on one end, we was looking at Anthony Brown like, dang it, at least he's better than Orlando Scandrick, right? And then the following year, we got Jordan Lewis, Cheeto Woozier, and a lot of times we're looking at it like, man, these dogs are scrappy. These guys are a little scrappy here. Now, last season, Anthony Brown, and I don't have his stats like right in my face, but with the broken ribs, Anthony Brown last season had, shattered ribs, punctured lung, whatever it was. AB had 2 interceptions, right? And one can argue and say, well, it was against the 49ers and the Eagles, man. That's like I can roll out there, backpedal, and have the actual 2 interceptions. But we don't normally get those type of things in Dallas Cowboys land. And I think last season, off the top of my dome, I believe Jordan Lewis had, 2 sacks, right? And I believe the best way to utilize Jordan Lewis is how when we really was crafting up a game plan and they said, man, we're going to stop Alvin Kamara, come hell and high water. And they played him closer to the LOS, right around the box area. And they said, shadow that wide receiver / slot guy / running back. All I want you to do is just shadow him, play hard as you can, and get there to the ball. And he played a remarkable game. But really what opened that up was a big hit by number 54 during that game. If you guys can go back and rewind and watch it from Jalen Smith. Boy, he hit Kamara on the sidelines, and that really woke up everything. And I think Kamara was hazed and dazed for the remainder of the game. So fast forward into present day, I think that the Dallas Cowboys will utilize Jordan Lewis only in that capacity. Call me crazy, but I believe that they only going to utilize Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis in that capacity. I believe. Let's listen to more what they have to say. And my thing is, with both of those guys, AB versus Jordan Lewis, none of them like world beaters that you're beating down the door saying, hey, I want this guy on my team, because what we hope for is Nashawn Wright, Israel Mukramu, or one of these guys, Boss Man Fat, to play more and get those guys about the paint. Let's be real with it. Let me know if I'm lying. Y'all really want some new fish out there.
Pass.
On both?
Shout out to you, Miss Jessica.
Jordan, barely. Like, I say Jordan Lewis, but saying Jordan Lewis makes no sense. I'm talking to all you Cowboy fans, and I'm one of you. Like, coming into the league, I liked Jordan Lewis a little bit more than I liked Anthony Brown. I liked Anthony Brown more than where he was picked,
right,
but I liked Jordan Lewis a little better than Anthony Brown. So every year, you come back to the same spot where you're like, all right, this is the year that Jordan Lewis takes that spot from Anthony Brown. And for 4 straight years, he lost the competition.
Woo! Let me give Jeff Kavanaugh one of these.
This is Sparta!
Oh, now. For those film experts out there, why? Why is that even possible? Why is that even an option? I want to know. Mac, appreciate you. Hill, appreciate you for jumping in. Cedric, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this with you guys' help. We got time. Objectively speaking, this is just objectively speaking. What does Anthony Brown do better, objectively speaking, than Jordan Lewis? I'm going to wait for your guys' response. What or where is Jordan Lewis lacking opposed to Anthony Brown? And we can't just throw out intangibles, Lance. Come on, man. And I'm not gonna say the intangibles, but just list them down so that I can know. I can know of the reason why. AB is continually beating this guy out for a starting role. What's up with you, King? Shout out to you. I think that Brown is more of a leader. Jay Versick said J. Lou holds more. Brown pass block. Okay. Yeah. Lacks of slots. Okay. Shout out to you, Lance Bell. Absolutely nothing. This is from my dog Asmodeus. C. Burleson says outside play. Jay Lewis faster. Oh no, I thought that AB ran a 4.3. Devontae Adams. Yeah, that kind of Rico, that kind of hurt the Jordan Lewis situation there. Better hips always around the ball. This is Lance Bell. So you remove that intangible. And we talking glowingly of AB, right? I think that here's the situation scenario. They both about the same statue, right? And I think that Jordan Lewis is more 5'9", 5'10"-ish. And I think that AB is right at 6 foot. Just right there. So there's not that much of a difference as far as height-wise. Now, far as when they in coverage, like keeping everything and anything in front of you, I believe both of those guys are okay with that. Now, at the top of the route, I just don't see no physicality with Anthony Brown. He allows the opposition to get inside the chest, flip, turn the hips, and then pull the ball out of the sky. We just don't see that competitive edge at the top of the route. And when it's physical like man-to-man, you might as well chalk that up. He ain't going to do that. He's an off-ball, off-coverage type of DB. Now, in the system that we are playing in, if you got to have somebody that's physical up close on the line, give me Jordan Lewis all day. Now, Jordan Lewis, when his rookie year, when he was playing out there, they played him more on the field side. The field side, you don't have that boundary situation scenario, right? So in the field side, you are able to see more of the actual play as it developed. I think that Jordan Lewis had a wonderful, wonderful rookie campaign because when he was thrown out there, all he did was made a play. I think he caught an interception against the Denver Broncos or what have you, but he was just right there. But the problem is when you get into the red zone, switch because post, he's subject to not being able to stop that. And on top of that, he just challenged by height. You will have to convert him into something else when you get into the red zone. And that's why people bring up Devontae Adams, because he couldn't do it. He can't stop him. He's too short. And his redirect game, when he's beat inside or when he's beat even to the outside, he going to reach out and touch or he going to hold you. And that's Jordan Lewis. So we seen for the last 4 years, when Jordan Lewis get beat, he gonna grab you. He gonna grab some clothes. Yeah, and Lance Bell, I agree, he is a dog. Now when Anthony get down, Brown is beat. He just beat. He just. I don't have that sound bite, but I made the sound for you. He's one of those dogs. When he's beat, but he got speed. He got speed, and he's just not physical enough. And I think that when everything is in front of him, he's okay. A better pass rush or a better upfront pressure, I think that he got a little bit more ball skills, believe it or not, than Jordan Lewis, because he can see the point and get to the point, and then he can go get the ball. But he's just not physical enough. So what we're looking for in this training camp, and, of course, that's why when you go back and look at some of the highlights, you see people mossing all over Anthony Brown. And it's never at the early of the route. It's always at the top or it's always when the ball is down the field, and that's the story of a different day. Because what Jordan Lewis does, he said, man, and before I move on a little bit further, what Jordan Lewis does, you ain't finna do all of that on me. You ain't finna mouse me. I'm going to hold you. I'm going to pull you down. I'm going to tickle you. I'm going to do anything that I can in my might and my presence for you not to do that on me on a consistent level. You had to earn that spot on the field, but you can't do that all the time. Yeah. So AB grabbed less penalties. This is from Branch. Yeah, and if you are a conservative coach, right, because and Branch Atlas said a great point. If you're a conservative coach, let's say if you're on the defense and you said, man, I'm all about 3 and out. I'm all about making sure that if I can keep everything in front of my defense there, keep everything in front, then we okay. So the conservative coach, 9 times out of 10, when that's what we had for the last few years as far as on the defensive side, they would say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and let the guy that's less penalty wise play without all of those bonehead stuff. I'm gonna let it's kind of like for those who play sport, like you seen a person that really, really don't have the skill set but knows the playbook, and coach would trust that player versus the guy that just had the raw instincts. So nah, he know the playbook, he know the plays. Oh, he not gonna blow the game as it relates to a bonehead penalty, So I think that's what happened. The coaches pretty much trust AB opposed to, believe in AB over Jordan Lewis. They just trust him because they know that the bonehead plays will not be there, if that can make any sense to anybody. But shout out to me personally. This is just me personally. I think that Jordan Lewis is a better player than AB.
But now that they're lining up in different positions, we're all going to go right back to being like Jordan Lewis. It's my guy. He's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm going J. Lou. He's more sure-handed.
It's true. Let's get better hands.
I need you to take the ball away. As coverage guys, corner, whatever. Neither one of them's probably even above average. But J. Lou will take the ball away.
See,
he's just a ball guy.
I'm going Anthony Brown.
I don't know, but yeah.
Did you say?
I'm going Anthony Brown.
You said Jordan Lewis initially.
Okay, but then I decided to change my mind.
Yeah,
I'm a
there you go.
free-thinking American.
You are free thinking.
What's up?
Nothing. Got a turtle painting. Yeah, I love
I
it.
do have a turtle painting.
Well,
469 says, Brian, you got to tell him to shut up during your segment.
nah, man.
It's true.
No, these are good teammates, bro.
Yeah, but that's no reason not to tell us to shut up.
Nah, we're good teammates here. How about this one? This one's going to be tough because neither guy has really done anything, but there's got to be a little trust there. Neville Gallimore or Tristan Hill?
Ooh. Well, who do y'all got, baby? Gallimore or Tristan Hill? We had Coach Tuck on the Final Word, and he was talking about Ghost. Y'all know, Ghost, Chauncey Ghosting, but they call him Ghost. And we talked about Osa. Those are 4 slots right there. That it would be a battle of the battle. And then we got the Austin guy, the Polynesian guy that I did the film review on. He's going to be competing for that 3-tech role as well. And Trey Day says Gallimore. Okay. It's like everybody all in favor of Gallimore, right? So I guess in y'all mind, Tristan Hill being the rotational piece right after Gallimore, or will it be Osa or Chauncey? Let me slide that in on y'all. So Gallimore is all favored. Gallimore is all Canadian bacon. Yeah, now you got me hungry. Who's put that? Rico. Now I'm hungry. All right, so let me see what y'all got. Who's TC? Yeah. All right, so shout out to you, Jessica. Gallimore. Okay, so all in favor of Gallimore. And he just wide, right? You look at his tape, you say, all right. He seems a bit, when they played him in college, that they was going through a transitional phase where it's 2 gap, 1 gap, and then he go to the NFL, and then it was more of a 2 gap scenario, and now he's going back to like 1 gap, see the hole, hit the hole, bust through that thing, tell him, surprise, I'm here. So now he's going to be just in an attacker mode, and he don't have to worry about gap responsibility. He should just shoot upfield, right? So Gallimore, Monster. Once he got the hang of it, he would destroy the offensive line. And all we want from Gallimore to beat your one-on-ones. Let me know if I'm lying. All we want is for Gallimore to beat his one-on-ones. Yeah, Gallimore, I like his motor. This is from DeLucas. Appreciate you. But so is no Hill. Hill is better, athletic. Let me see. Athletic, uses hands better. This is Marvin Price. Now that will be the interesting part of it, because Hill. Let me back up my guy Marvin on this one. Let me back him up for saying that, because Gallimore is not a technical type of guy, and he's not the world's fastest guy, but techniques can change in these sorts. And I look at Gallimore being more of a bulldozer type of guy, and I look at Hill being more finesse. Now we got to ask ourselves what we want our interiors to do, because I believe that Gallimore is better against the run than Tristan Hill, and that's a story of a different day. But Tristan, he's an under tackle that can use his hands to get off, and he's quick. He can get into the backfield. As far as strength-wise, I think that Gallimore, if you put them in an arm wrestling contest, I think that Gallimore will win 10 times out of 10, not even 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. So what are we looking for? We're looking for that finesse guy that can win, or are we looking for that guy that all of a sudden, knock, knock, who's there? The guy that's demanding double team. I want that center and that guard to be focused in on number 96. Oh, man, we got to move around. This guy got straight power. And the worst thing you want anybody to do on that front is to get inside that chest, pick you up and move you out the way and say, hello, quarterback. Get you order some Canadian bacon. Tristan Hill is not going to do that. Tristan Hill, his burst and quickness is going to be more of the suit of what Osa can do. So this training camp, there will be heavy eyes, many of eyes, looking for that PhD mentality that's going to be on that front. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Poor, hungry, and determined to make something happen. And it is up to those boys to really showcase their talent, because we know one-on-one to the outside, whether it be Randy Gregory, D-Law, they gonna make sure that they win. If you go back and you look at majority of the film, I know a lot of people feel the way they feel on D-Law, but if you go back and you look at the film and you see, okay, when it's one-on-one with D-Law, that knee band better be there for that tackle, because he's going to widen his stance and he's going to make sure that he can get deep. But D-Law got these moves. He don't have a bend. He got a dip, and he got technical uses with his hands, and he's quick. And he got some strength about himself. Those are his weapons. He don't have the bend, but on the opposite side, Randy Get Down Gregory got that bend. So what they normally do, when you look at the film, they either have the running back to chip, they have the tight end to sit, they even have the guard to pull, and there's always double coverages on D-Law's side. 9 times out of 10 is one-on-one for the interior guy, the 3-tech. And we've been looking at this 3-tech scenario for a situation, saying, where we going to get a 3-tech that can really get upfield? When we have a 3-tech can eat? And that's been one of our issues. We love the under tackle guy. We love the guy that's small in stature or what have you, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you want your 3-tech, get upfield. About 300 pounds, no more than 310. Get upfield. Make the quarterback win on your one-on-ones. And Collins was learning to do that. Malik Collins, he was learning to do that. That's why in one of the years he was leading the team in pressure from the interior. But he just never could get home, though. And then we saw when we were able to get David Irving on his team, they were sitting there saying, and of course he didn't play that 3 as much, but when he played inside and he was getting upfield, that they were saying like, hey, put the double team on him. And then that's when you look at D-Law's tape and look at the 2 years that he had that double sack production, the one-on-ones. So all we looking for is somebody that can declare the double teams, and actually, if they do have the one-on-ones, if they can win. And that is what David Irvin was able to do. And a lot of times we look at it like, hey, it was all good. But if David Irvin had his head together, ooh, it would have been crazy. Jeffrey said he believed in Gallup more. Yeah. Jonah Hill says, I'm excited about D-Law and Gregory. I am. We got some dogs. When y'all say that, my dog button there. Yeah. Malik Collins averaged 5 sacks, though. I didn't know he averaged 5 sacks, but I knew he had some production, beating his one-on-ones and inside. I think that what happened with Collins, he was not consistent enough. And that's why the Cowboys said, you know what, we'll just roll the dice, let him test the market. If the Cowboys were smart after one of those years he had that high production, well, in deal time, it's time for us to trade. It's time for us to get somebody that's a little bit better. Mac says the human log. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up. And I'm going to let these boys talk about it. Think about this. And I'm not trying to sully or denigrate or cast aspersions and put this guy out there, but the human log is who they call Antoine Woods, Twaka. He's 6 foot, and he was probably right at 305. The biggest he was like 310. Now we got a guy that's 6'4". Now I'm not saying that he's better, but he's 6'4". He was 360, but he got down to 330. But there's a major difference in talking about height-wise, passing lanes, being able to reach your hand in there to clog the running lanes. His name is Big Bo. And that's coming in after Brent Urban that did his damage, who's 6'7", 310 pounds. And don't get this twisted. I'm not hyping up these guys. I'm not saying that they are light years ahead of Antoine Woods. But one of the things that you want to do as an interior defensive tackle, and I know that they play on the one side, the one tech, is clog the passing lanes. Calais Campbell is good because he can also Dikembe Mutombo the ball. He can block the ball. He's like 6'5", 6'6". Calais Campbell, I know he played for the Ravens. But you guys get what I'm saying. When you have that ability to make sure that your edge guys are cutting the edge, stopping the quarterback to rolling out to the edge, and they forcing you to stay in the pockets, to climb the pockets, to be comfortable, to step up through your throw, to go through your progressions, to go through your passing. It's easier to pass over a 6-foot guy who's rarely pushing that pocket back. And I'm not saying that he's not, but I think that Antoine Woods was just a stonewall guy. I don't think that the opposition was pushing him anywhere, or he wasn't pushing them anywhere. They were just sitting right there at the LOS. But now, even when he got his hands up, it wasn't like it was a major difference. But I'm just talking about from a passing game scenario. When you step up and you're trying to make that pass, it's harder to throw over a 6'7" guy. It's harder to throw over a 6'4" guy opposed to, dare I say, a 6-foot guy. That's all I'm saying on Antoine Twaka. May he have a good career over there in Colts land. I think that's where he's at. Let's see what we have here. If McCoy hadn't got hurt, dog it. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. They still in love with him, right? They say he still might have a chance. Osa is Dan Quinn's Michael Bennett, Law. Same size and played the same way. I didn't see that comp out of Osa. Let that marinate on my heart a little bit. Bennett, undersized, but just strong as an ox. Mindset is different too. Totally different mindset. And was Bennett undrafted, right? Was Bennett undrafted, or was he drafted in like the 7th round? And I think that Bennett, they played him a little bit more on the edge, opposed to kicking him inside. But Osa, I don't want to pump this kid up too much, but I think that Osa is so quick and he can get so low, and he's a guy that you know how to utilize his hands so well. It's just two different. I get what you're saying. Man, I can't wait to see Osa out there on the field, man, training camp. Because when I did C says he was undrafted. Appreciate you for that. But I think that Osa I don't know if you guys did any carpentry work or did any wiring like electricians and things like that. But Osa can he can squeeze inside so quickly and be living in the backfield before the guard can raise up or the center can raise up. Bennett, he did it in a different way. Bennett, he played with a high pad level. He didn't have a lot of bend, but he's strong as an ox. And just the country is all get out, But two different guys. And Bennett had his speed when he first started out. I think he was with the let me know if I'm wrong. He started off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then he went to the Seattle Sea Chickens, or it could have been the opposite way around. But Bennett was more of a different type of caliber of players. But he understood leveraging. But that Osa, man, he's like a needle-nose plier. Sometimes you need that needle plier, the wire cutter type of pliers that reach in to that small spot and get in there and make some surgical moves. That's what I did when I broke down Osa film. And then he's strong as well. Bennett is 6'3", 270. Bennett was more of an edgy guy. This is from David. Yeah, that's why I got more of an edge guy without bend that can still get out, and he was just strong as an ox, But Osa, he's going to be living inside the interior. Just like that needle-nose plier, man. Yeah. Let's I forgot where I was at on this. Here I go.
Oh, it's Neville Gallimore. Every day of the week, twice on Sundays. Fist bump.
Gavin knows what you're talking about. Yeah.
Tristan Hill's a full-on jobber, and he's coming off a major injury.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a wannabe jobber.
Another fist bump.
Man, there is no.
I got Tristan Hill in danger of not making the team. That's where I got Tristan Hill right now.
He actually played pretty well until he got hurt.
Yeah, that's one man's opinion. I think Neville Gallimore didn't get hurt. He's a more recent draft pick, and I do think he got better as the year went along. Whereas Tristan Hill, as is documented by you, sir, had the dude who drafted him quit on him after like 6 weeks.
He did. He sure did.
And then
he has no sponsors left.
And then he got hurt the next year. So I will go Neville Gallimore. Boomer.
My only thing is with Tristan Hill, I don't think that he was like the true starter even in his collegiate career. He got into it with the coaching, and my thing is he fell asleep in the class, and I know he got a bad rep. Everybody started off young. You got to let these young guys do their young guys things, right? But I'll never forget when I was out there in Oxnard, I recall when he was drafted, we went out there, and I was watching his Instagram story. It's different from what Boss Man Fat was doing. This guy was eating a box, like 2 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts and drinking a half gallon of milk. And I said, man, this dude finna go to training camp like that. And the first day I flew in, they did the padded practice because I wanted to go out there during the padded practice. I didn't want to go out there when they was just doing the warm-ups and jumping jacks. And the first padded practice, they said, oh, no, he went down. I said, oh, no, not our first pick, although he was in the second round. Because me, I was mad because I wanted some Warren Thornhill. Y'all know how that went, right? And they said, oh, man, he fell out. I thought he was going to be injured for the entire season. I thought it was one of those things. And it ended up being those cramps. Those donuts was like, what's up, Hill? Come on, lay on down. I said, man, somebody give that man some pickle juice. Eating them donuts, man, and he didn't have the 2% milk. He had the full whole milk. Who out there drink the full whole milk? I guess that's why he was a big boy, But that, man, hey, Oxnard is a different type of heat. Put that donut down.
Who do you trust more? Blake Jarwin or Dalton Schultz?
Jarwin. Yeah. I got news for the Dalton Schultz fan club.
That train's going off the track?
No, I mean, Dalton seems like a nice guy. Played some Call of Duty with him.
Yeah.
Seems like a very nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
And, you have to keep that in context. because people get mad at you for saying something like that.
Yeah.
But
You just did.
But like Mike Bassick made it to Major League Baseball. That's awesome.
Played the highest level, sure did.
He was less than just a guy in Major League Baseball. To me, Dalton Schultz was the guy.
Mike Bassick?
He was the guy who got to start because the starter was gone, and when you threw it to him, he caught it, and like he did his job, and that's good. That's admirable. Blake Jarwin's a better player, so like he's coming off injury. Sure, I trust Blake Jarwin.
Ooh, who y'all trust, baby? Who do y'all trust? Blake the Snake Jarwin. In a good way, not a snake in a bad way. And I know it's Jake the Snake, but I just figured out that rhymes. But nevertheless, who y'all trust, man? Oh, Schultz. The reason why I like Schultz is because I'm not saying I like Schultz over Jarwin. It's because I doubted the kid so much. I said, come on, man. He's a waste of space, man. And Schultz, I said, man, he showed up everybody because I was looking at him. I was counting him out. Shout out to Schultz. Shout out to Schultz, though. I'm a believer of Schultz now. He changed everything, my thoughts of him, because I thought literally that even Jason Witten is faster than Schultz. Schultz showed up and he showed out. Now I do know, and there was a play. Oh, I got it on my page. I'm gonna show you guys Schultz running a deep post. He got there too. Schultz, he read it. I said, oh, he didn't look slow. I said, that got to be Jarwin. And that was before Jarwin got his injury. And I said, good Lord, that's Schultz. He made my deep voice go away. I said, oh, that's Schultz. All right, so let me see what y'all got. All right, so Blake Jarwin, Gerald Beasley says Schultz. C says Schultz all day. All right. And of course, this is not versus. This is like still you're going to have both of those guys, Schultz, Jarwin, and Sprinkles. You know, Schultz is no slouch. Yep. I like both, but man, Schultz showed up. This is Sally. He's faster than Witten, by the way. Yeah. I had to look, but his first year, we were sitting there like, oh my goodness, what's going on? You know. Bring Swain back, you know. Oh my goodness! And I remember Hannah was good for a cup of coffee here. He just had those Patrick Ewing knees, you know. Once you got those Patrick Ewing knees, it's over with. You know, the knees kept on going out on him. I think Dak likes Schultz. This is from Rico. I can tell you that who can block better. I can tell you that Schultz can block better. And if the Dallas Cowboys line up in 12 personnel, I think that he would still be the low, mid to intermediate route guy. And Schultz, that's where he's going to live. And Jarwin is going to be the guy that can take it up vertically. But show of hands, Cowboy Nation, do you really want to see 12 personnel out there? Who want to see 12 personnel opposed to what we got now? You know, 1999 for your mind. Yeah, appreciate you, Banks. Appreciate you so much for that. Pro Tech says Sprinkle is trash, bro. They ain't gonna send Sprinkles north of nowhere. His route concept would be flat, 4 to 5 yards, pivot, look for the ball. They ain't gonna send him on no option route. You know, send him up vertically up the field. All it is a waste of time because he's gonna play volleyball with the football. He's a true blocking tight end. And I looked up Artavius. I think that's how you say his name. Let me pull his name. Let me pull this guy up. Let's go to our tight end. Artavius Lamb. Same scenario. 6'5", 254, blocking type of tight end. It's an intermediate short route guy. Shout out to TCU. I know you guys know of that school program. I tell you what, I do this before the week is out. We'll do the tight end film session because I don't think I did one, and we'll leave. And Nick Eubanks, him and Artavius Land, same person. If you guys can see that, 6'4", 254, 256 pounds, and just short intermediate blocking type of tight ends. So out of this tight end groupings, Blake is the only one. And McKeon, he is a blocking guy too, and he got that good number too, 84. 6'5", 238 pounds. But Sean McKeon, he gonna have to do a lot of hard footsteps to make this team or to be on the starting team. And I think that they are in love with Jeremy Sprinkles out of this tight end group. Let me know if you guys are interested in the tight end scenario film session. Because I'm going to give you guys what they can't do with it. If they can block.
Purcell dogged out Witten in his rookie year and see how he turned out over his career.
Purvis. I never thought I can connect that. I never thought. And let me just see if she can play that again, Yeah.
Remember Purcell dogged out Witten in his rookie year and see how he turned out over his career.
Yeah, appreciate you so much for the donation to help elevate the nation. I never thought about that. I dogged out Schultz, man. I apologize to Schultz, man. All last season, I said I apologize for number 86. 86 looked good down there, running down there, catching the ball, pulling it out of the sky. And that's with the quarterbacks that were throwing him the ball. So I can't wait to see what Dak can do with that. And if all it took for him to earn his wings, dare I say, of something like that to be out there on the field, and you sprinkle, shout out to Kwame Brown, some of Mama's cookings on Blake Jarwin, and you still have your concepts of CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, Amari Cooper. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But who still want to see 12 personnel? I'm waiting for y'all to put that down in the comment. Or do you guys really want to see the 12 personnel? Or you saying no. Either Ace, Lavin, if you have Jarwin out there, but I don't want to see this old archaic 12 personnel, 2 tall tight ends running vertically when you have the opportunity to have Lamb, Gallup, Coop, and as well as Semi Fihoku. Duval in the house talking about go Jaguars. Okay. Marvin says he do. Kurt says nah. Come on, let me be real, man. Who want to see 12 personnel out there?
I don't think either of them are that good. Okay. But I'm going to trust Blake Jarwin more because Schultz had some drop issues last year at the beginning when he was trying to take this thing over, and he just seems a little more nervous.
Jelly
you know what
belly.
I'm saying?
Right.
I can't trust nervous people.
It's
Hello,
funny. I
Auntie.
threw dirt on Dalton Schultz, a lot of dirt, to the point where he blocked me on Twitter.
Wow.
I mean, it was like,
He's going to play 10 years in the league. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to be on a roster for 10 years. But
Yeah.
I just think Blake Jarwin's a better athlete. He's better after the catch. He's a better player.
Dalton has 2 more years in this league.
Okay, maybe.
Wow. I'm lost. Is it Galvin says Dalton have 2 more years? No, I think that Dalton Schultz could be, and I know people gonna crucify me for this, but his ceiling is not gonna be Jason Witten's ceiling, but I believe his skill set.
What's our identity on offense?
Oh, my goodness, Jacob. That's a good question there. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to break that down. Appreciate you for that donation there. I really, really do think that his skill set could be on the high end. Rudolph. what's Rudolph's first name or last name, whatever his name is, played for the Vikings for all of those years. Is it Cal Rudolph? I could be wrong on his first name. I just know his name is Rudolph. He can be in his frame, his size, and all of that stuff. Y'all can crucify me. But I think that, I think he played for the Giants now. A guy that can block and catch the intermediate routes. He, like Greg Olsen and all of those boys, they different. We ain't going to go into that detailings. And I think, and I'm not saying that Schultz, out of 1 year, playing with the backups of the backups, is now Kyle Rudolph. I'm not saying that, but that could be his ceiling. Let me see what y'all. I think a lot of people are gonna be like, oh hell no, his first name is Kyle. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think that could be. He won't be a Travis Kelce now. He won't be that. I think that if you can remove injuries and a little bit more season, some of Mama's cooking all over that. That's where Jarwin can be headed too, That's where Jarwin could be. But Jarwin got to overcome injuries and insecurities and all of these other things. We got to see it on the field now, right? That ain't something that you just shake up and put some Mississippi mud on and say, okay, I'm back. And as all as what we love from Jarwin, he never had the season that we just witnessed from Schultz. A lot faster than Rudolph is from Lance Bell. Are you saying Schultz is a lot faster than Rudolph? The red-nosed reindeer. I would never compare Jarwin to Rudolph, though. Jarwin to Rudolph, I won't. Jarwin to. How y'all like Greg Olsen? What do y'all put him at as relates to a tight end? How y'all put him at? I'm talking about the young Greg Olsen versus the one that played forever and got folded up like a wallet.
The last one here, guys. Noah Brown or Cedric Wilson?
Who y'all got? Who do you guys got? Shout out to you, Derek Thomas, and shout out to you, Sue Well. Appreciate y'all for liking. Who do you guys got? Noah Brown or Cedi? Somebody said bye Brown. Olsen was nice. And you see, I didn't throw Schultz as being an Olsen. I threw him as Rudolph. And those who follow the Vikings closely, they probably say, nah, Rudolph is better than Olsen. But that's their opinion. That's their thoughts, not mine. David says bye Noah. Let's see a lot of Wilsons in the house. Either one of those guys is from Marvin Price. Yeah. So when we talk about roster reviews and we talk about the breaking down the whole philosophy of the roster there, I think that Cedric gives you some special team play as far as returns and these sorts. Brown give you special team as a gunner because he go down there and he hit. You look for 85. And then Brown had some surprises last season because I was looking and said, dog, it looked like Lamb. It got bigger, but it was end up being Brown. And Lance Bell says Noah probably be a hard cut. Olsen also has a top 5 quarterback throwing him the ball. Shout out to you, Auntie. Rollin Reviews. Y'all check her out. So we're keeping 5 wides, right? Yeah, we're keeping those guys. Swayze says we're looking like an 8-9 team. Who do you have? Who do you have the 9 losses to, Swayze? Noah is reliable, yeah. As far as for what he do. Who do you have the 9 losses to? Can you put that down in the conversation
You're
piece?
looking like an 89 team SMH.
Let me go back before I forget. Let me go back and Jacob says,
What's our identity on offense?
I think our identity will be still built around, and don't crucify me, Cowboy Nation. I'm sensitive. Just playing. We still a run first team.
11-6 team bruh.
Yeah. We still, and I'm going to go back into that, Jay Verse, and I'm going to answer Swayze question as well. Q&A session time, right? I think that we are still a run-first team, even within the confines of Mike McCarthy. We know the West Coast system, but I don't see West Coast philosophy still on this team. I'm thinking that still, even though you have a West Coast philosophy as it relates to a head coach, the offensive coordinator still is a derivative of Scott Linehan / Jason Garrett, dominant X receiver all alone by himself, 13. Unless this training camp, if I see, I ain't going to sugarcoat, I ain't going to put none of that sugarcoating stuff on it. If I'm seeing CeeDee Lamb not inside the slot and he primarily on the outside, I'm going to be like, then I'll really say, okay, the offense finna be different. It's going to be a drastic change to this offense, because now what they're saying is that CeeDee Lamb has emerged as that number one receiver on this team. And Amari Cooper, I don't think that he will be ready even week one of the training camp or what have you. I don't think that he will be out there, and he's still going through the recovery. And I know I'm going to get some Amari Cooper hate and all this stuff, but that's just how it goes with that type of injury. You want it to recover at 100% ankle for what he does out there on the field. He's a surgically type of guy. He like to cut on a dime, get upfield, and catch the ball. And even when you look at the way he plays, naturally, you'll say Amari Cooper is the X. No. They played Amari Cooper. He lined it up everywhere. And that's because of his versatility as it relates to a route runner, right? And Amari Cooper, he just don't do that 50-50, I'm going to jump in the air and pull the ball out of the sky. That's naturally not his skill set. He's not the jump ball guy. And there's nothing wrong with that. Gallup was. Gallup had issues in the short to intermediate routes, but he was strong in pulling the ball out of the sky. And Lamb, if you want to be precise with it, as far as from a route technician, he can run every route, and he's a mixture of, I'm a jump ball guy, I can cut you like a Ginzu knife as it relates to my route running. And I'm definitely not saying that Michael Gallup is a horrible route runner. I said before, when we were doing this evaluation, that even Cedric Wilson is a better route runner than Michael Gallup. But what Michael Gallup does better than Cedric Wilson is high pointing the ball, pulling it out of the sky. And some people crucified me for it, but that's just from my evaluation. But that was then. Now you got to look at it. These guys, when they're drafted, they are not finished products. They are still learning and picking up things. And every year they get better in their craft. So there are always room for improvement. All right, so I had to answer that question. We would still be a run-first team, and that's just how the system is designed. Let's go all the way down. Appreciate you guys so much for contributing. Like I said, Swayze says it looks like we are 8-9 team. I want Swayze to put down the 9 losses that we will incur. Nor make one play a season is good on him. Yeah, 11-6 team, brothers. Jay Versick. Yeah, Swayze. Okay, 8-9 creative runs. Zeke is the closer. I'm looking at what Tiara says. Tiara says Zeke is the closer. And now you got me thinking. Lady, you got me thinking. That would be nice. Because we had in the 90s, we had one of the better closers of all time, right? You onto something. And I'm not trying to use the 90s as the scenario. But Emmett was the closer. If we can be like that, that would be cool. Jump up quickly, and that would be like you got to execute. You can't have a lot of 3 and outs because that will hurt your defense. Your running game support and help your defense. Clock control, and then there's nothing wrong with that. Dominating on the ground, time of possession, keeping a fresh defense out there. But if you have 3 and outs, defense back out there, regardless, I don't care if you are the 2000 Ravens, if you keep being out there, it's those type of things can occur.
Thanks for going so in depth.
Appreciate you. Swayze, what you got, man? Oh, I'm still waiting. Did you already post the 9 losses that we would have? And I'm not poking at you, man. I'm not poking at you because I love your objective thoughts there. Shout out to you, Nixon. Appreciate you. I am not a crook. Oh my goodness, appreciate you, Nixon. Run and shoot, late 3rd and 4th, Zeke and Pollard close it out. I just think this would be the inverse. I think that they line up, they look at before I play the rest of that clip there. Let me just break this down. And I want them to be a pass team, and we don't have an Andy Reid on our side. That guy's just craft up plays just like second to none as it relates to that fast pace, pass, and creativity. And I'm not going to sully and denigrate the offensive coordinator there. I forgot his name. The brother, I forgot his name. Y'all post his name down in the chat. I think that he was the extra guy that can look into things and say, okay, coming from a running back perspective, mixed in with Andy Reid, that's a good recipe. And it's just so difficult to stop that type of team who can utilize the passing game as a running situation. Eric Bieniemy, appreciate you, Auntie. So we got to look at it like this. Let's look at this team. The strength of this team heading into 2020 was already predicated upon or said out of the mouth of Jerry Wayne saying, okay, the strength of this team is the offensive line, the front 5. I'm thinking that that's still the same case and scenario. The strength of this team, I'm not talking about Dak Prescott. I'm not selling or denigrating him, but I'm looking at it from where all of the money is at as far as resources, collectively speaking, and how they like to run and operate. The strength of this team is Tyron Smith, La'el Collins, Zach Martin. The running back, Ezekiel Elliott. They want to embrace 9 men in the box, 8 in the box, 7, whatever it may be. They want to embrace that loaded box. But they want to dictate, okay, yeah, you got the loaded box. We're going to try to run it down your throat, and we're going to have the primary receiver on the edge there one-on-one as the X receiver, quote, it should be, unquote, Lamb. We'll find out during this training camp. But I think that the identity of this team is still with the front 5 and running the ball with Ezekiel Elliott.
I agree with Tiara. Pollard should be first half and Zeke second half. No team would want to tackle a fresh Zeke in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
I'm thinking.
What's our identity on offense?
Devilwood. And say it again. Say it again, AI. Go.
I agree with Tiara. Pollard should be first half and Zeke second half. No team would want to tackle a fresh Zeke in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
Let me play that one more time.
I agree with Tiara. Pollard should be first half and Zeke second half. No team would want to tackle a fresh Zeke in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
We don't do that. We don't do that here. We don't. I wish we did, and this is not me being negative. Don't get it twisted, Cowboy Nation. But I don't look up or see a scenario whereas your star running back to getting all of those coins that you can make the justification as the head coach or the offensive coordinator to have him looking at Tony Pollard with the rushes. We don't do it. And we don't have, was it Shanahan? What's his name? Is his name Cal too, over there in 49ers land as our coordinator? Maybe, just maybe, with him being our coordinator, you can walk in, chest out into the front office and say, this is what we're going to do, and these are the reasonings why. But as much as Jerry Wayne Jones love, Love, Kellen Moore, he don't have that much, I'm trying to be PC, cojones, I can say that word, right? To say, yeah, we're going to start it off first play with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. You're going to come in. It's the relief guy. Now, I'm with the belief that they should figure out a way to utilize both running backs throughout the entire game, but political football is still at play, unfortunately. Ezekiel Elliott is the top-selling jersey out of the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to look at it like he is our number one draft pick. And I do know that I said Zeke who, but let's not get it twisted. He's going to have to get his touches to make the justifications of us paying him. And we're going to probably advertise Tony Pollard in the second and third quarter, or in the fourth quarter, Tony Pollard is going to have to be that closer, or he will have to be that guy that really steps up. But let me know if y'all disagree, though. I want to know how you guys feel about that. Tony Pollard is a beast. He can run. Your AZZ over, yeah, just like Ezekiel Elliott. Pollard will be used as a weapon to keep him on the field. Zeke will be our starting running back, maybe entertain another backup running back. Yeah. And let's see what we have here. Please, people, stop with Tony P thing. Zeke is the top 3 running back in the league. Come on, man. Tony P is a backup. Dak is not having it. And Zeke 3 times better, period. Yeah. If our O-line is healthy, we can do anything that we want on our offense. I agree. Let me just play the rest of this. It's almost at the end.
Give me Club Said. Bang.
We are
Let's
on
go.
it today.
Club Said?
Club said.
Everybody in agreement with Cedric Wilson.
I mean, Noah did a nice job last year as a receiver.
Sure.
Not he became a bit where it was like, hey,
Yeah,
Jason Garrett put Noah Brown in, they're running the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But last year, he did a nice job with his opportunities. But I think Cedric Wilson is more of a separator, route runner. Noah Brown did his job. I think Cedric Wilson, if you lost one of your receivers, I think you can get by with Cedric Wilson starting on your team, and I don't feel that way about Noah Brown.
Generally feel the same way?
Yeah, I remember a big Noah Brown drop a couple, 2-3 years ago. I've never forgiven him for that.
God,
it was like down in a goal line situation.
CD had 9 drops last year.
Yeah, I know. He didn't give any. But no, Cedric Wilson's good. He's got the good hands and everything. Yeah, I think he's a playmaker. I think if it's not for CD Lamb being here last year, we would have all been eating crow based on your prediction. You were telling us about Cedric Wilson, and you were right, Brian.
Well, we'll see.
Jeff? That's the end of that one, though. That was a good episode from 105.3 The Fan, and as I always like to do, I'm going to post their link in the description box. Bam, so you guys can hear that episode through its
How
full.
patient can the Mavs be with the
Shout out to the Mavs. Oh, my goodness. I had a debate with my brother the other day. Who's better, Trae Young or Luka? And Luka is better. It's just that Trae Young was playing with some guys on his team to help him out. Luka playing with a bunch of Hey, guy, I'm off the street. Hey, guy, I'm from here and from there, you know. But that's the story of a different day. All right, so the identity of this offense will still be handled through shout out to you, Drew P. Appreciate you for jumping in, as well as Lance Bell and Bert. Appreciate you, man, for jumping in. The identity will still be the offense like to run the ball. And there's nothing wrong with running the rock. I believe that should be their identity to help out this defense. I'm thinking that as long as they are efficient enough to win the one-on-one routes on the outside, Dak Prescott, he felt comfortable releasing that ball when he see one-on-one to the outside. And I think that's what we want. We want teams to come in here and say, oh, we want Dak Prescott to beat us. But on the opposite side, we're going to also load the box to stop Ezekiel. I want that to happen, by the way. I want that the opposing team, I want Tampa Bay to look into this situation. We played them week 1, right? I want Tampa Bay to say, okay, single high safety. We're going to load the box, one-on-one to the outside. We're going to put pressure inside the middle. And we're going to pick on Connor Williams, Biotish, and we're going to leave Zach Martin alone. But that's what that's their game plan. Game plan would be to pick on those 2 offensive linemen, Connor Williams and Tyler Biotish. That's their game plan. Penetrate, create pressure, stop the run, load the box. One-on-one to the outside. Their DB is going to feel confident on trying to stop the outside receivers. That's what they're going to do, and they're going to roll coverage wherever Amari Cooper's at if he's out there week 1, right? One-on-one to the island. If I see week 1, CeeDee Lamb is lined up outside by himself as the X, I'm going to be like, oh, my goodness. It's going to be crazy. They better cheat that safety to his side. And if they go into that Tampa 2 with the 2 safeties, y'all can see my hands with the 2 safeties, spread it out wide, and nobody inside, the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man, but blessed is he that is in the name of charity and goodwill. That is Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, that is Ezekiel Elijah Elliott. And all he needs is that he needs some spacing. And if the guards can do what they supposed to do, it's going to be nice for us, for Ezekiel Elliott to finally see only the linebacker trying to creep in and get to the edge. And I know that they got some good linebackers there. I would love a light body box for Ezekiel Elliott or Tony Pollard, if I can say that. I wish that they would give us the two safeties over the top and give us some light body work, or get into the situation where they drop another guy. Woo! Give us that. Let me know if I'm wrong. And the way Dak Prescott plays now, in the last few years, single high safety look, I like that too. I do. But Lord, this is from Pickle Rick. They got a big boy in the middle of Vita Vea and Sue. You can't run on that. Sue versus Zach Martin and a healthy La'el Collins. Let me make sure I don't bang I gotta move my drink out the way. I'll take that fight all day on Zach Martin and La'el Collins. And I'm using the preferences of the statement that if La'el Collins is healthy. But give me that all day. Oh, Vita Vea, he might give Connor. I'm lying right now. He's going to give Connor. He's going to give Connor that attention, right? Right? Connor got to hold his ground. And Connor normally gives up sacks in the third and the fourth quarter. Like I said when Big Tuck was on the show, man, the defensive line coach, it's like playing spades. And they got that big joker or the wild, deuce is wild, joker, joker, deuce, deuce. And they know for sure they can get one book just when they matter to play it. And that's that power bull rush on Connor. That normally comes in the third and fourth quarter. Hopefully we do our deal. We be up before they get to their part of the game. Jay Versick, you can have AC, MG, CD, DP, Big Zeke, or Tony Pollard. Cowboys in 12. Are you talking about 12 personnel?
You can have AC, MG, CD, DP, Big Zeke, or Tony P. Cowboys in 12.
Yeah. Who's DP? Who's DP though? I'm trying to think who's DP though. AC, MG, DP. Damn, man, my mind is just done. Oh, 12 wins. Okay, I thought you were thinking about 12 personnel. Oh, that dog is you. Okay, good. Okay, all right. 12 wins. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I was messed up. I was like, hey, how's that? That would be, yeah. 12 wins, yeah. Stanford receiver, Simi Fioku. All right, so let me speed rush through this one. Let me do this one right quick. Appreciate you, Jay Versick, for your love and adulation for the nation, baby. Appreciate you. All right, so far as the defensive side of the coin, it's always fun. You guys having fun? Let me know. If not, we can close it out. Let me know if you guys having fun today. I hope all is well with you all. Let me pull up the defensive category. And you guys can correct me when I'm wrong on it. And this list is subject to change. We're still in June, for crying out loud. And yesterday was my daughter's birthday. She turned 1 yesterday. So that's why I've been busy, man. I've been busy law over here. It's up there. All right, so shout out to London. Yeah, she turned 1 and she's running this house over here. I promise you she is. Dak Prescott. Okay, DP is Dak Prescott. Okay. Oh, you could have just put, hey, Jay Verse, you could just put DAK up there, man. It was just one more letter, right? DP threw me off. I feel you what you're saying, though. Here we go. And shout out to all of the girl dads out there. And everybody else that's in second place, by the way, because I'm number one dad. Nevertheless, defensive edge guys. If you guys can squint your eyes. Shout out to your uncle. I see you over there. Uncle Charles in the house. We got DeMarcus Lawrence, edge guy. And that is on the left defensive end. He's the left defensive end guy. And we have Basham, Bradley, Anai. And depending on his training camp, I'm going to tell you guys, man, that I think that Bradley might just beat out Basham. It's just depending on this training camp and who can woo the coaching staff better, right? And as defensive tackle, hear this out. Tristan Hill, Osa, Carlos Watkins. Who forgot about Carlos? Defensive tackle interior, of course. Again, these are guys that will make this team. Gallimore, the Canadian warrior, right? Brent Urban. And what I feel that they're going to roll out with is, if you can flip this chart around, Brent Urban and Navel Gallimore would be your starting guys. Let me repeat. Brent Urban and Navel Gallimore will be your starting guys. DeMarcus Lawrence, Brent Urban, Navel Gallimore, and Randy Get Down Gregory. Now, on the opposite end, the right defensive edge guys Randy Gregory, Dorrance Armstrong, and Chauncey Golston. Ghost. Y'all can see that on your list. Happy born day, little law. Yeah, Lady Law. Shout out to you, Sadiqua. Appreciate you for jumping in. And y'all listen to Sadiqua, one of the mods over there. Y'all be sure, hit that like, share this content. Help the nation out. The best thing you can do for the nation is liking and sharing. With that being said, Dorrance Armstrong, who is one of Jerry Wayne Jones' favorites, he got a sponsor. And Dorrance been working on his footwork or feet work. I had a video. I didn't think I posted, but it was him privately working out, and he's doing a marvelous job of making sure that everything is in straight comfort as it relates to the system. And last season, they dropped Dorrance Armstrong too many times in coverage. I was sitting there like, God dog, is he the safety for crying out loud? And on this list as well is the outside linebackers. This is subject to be changed, though. Jalen Smith, Parson. I really think that heading into training camp, Parson will fight like holy you-know-what to be that middle linebacker. But for right now, the mic is Van Der Esch, Francis Bernard. Outside will be Keanu Neal and Jabril Cox. Y'all see this thing as it all shakes down. Right here, right where is Bohanna? It's going to still be, when we get into the training camp, Bohanna, using that 6'4", 330 pounds, he got to fight like holy you-know-what to beat out Carlos Watkins. And on top of that, if you look at the trajectory of all of what he can do, if you just look at where he was drafted at, he going to have an uphill battle. We still got Justin Hamilton on this team. We do. But we got to figure out how this team will utilize those big boys inside. So Carlos Watkins is that guy that could be a soft cut for Bohanna, Big Bo, but it's predicated upon training camp. And y'all know big boys always get it rough over here in Dallas land. It is. It's just how it goes. Big boys. I don't know what the Joneses got with big boys, but that's just the scenario there. Let's go around this list right here. And this is not official. I don't want people to hold me to it, but you can only put 53. So if it was a substitution scenario, you would kick Watkins out. You will. But neither here nor there. I think that in training camp, somebody who been here before, somebody that knows how the layout of the land is, may have a higher upside than somebody who not been here before. And that could just be that. But we'll find out. And it takes a year or so for that man body to get into tip-top NFL scenario shapes. And shout out to the cornerback role. Don't crucify me. This list is subject to change. It's just a review of the guys on the 53. We have cornerbacks. Diggs, Anthony Get Down Brown, C.J. Goodwin, always special team, and that's what saves his grace to be on his team. Jordan Lewis, yeah, and then on top of that, you have Kelvin Joseph, Nashawn Wright. Now, I'm with the belief that this is no particular order here, but when you squint your eyes and look at this list as it relates to the cornerback scenario, Kelvin Joseph as the second-round draft pick and Nashawn Wright as the guy that was drafted after him. Training camp will solidify all what we need to know about this. We've seen this storyline before, Law Nation. Where it happened? Was it Orlando Scandrick versus Jenkins. Didn't Jenkins lose out to Orlando? Jenkins was the better player. Orlando had the better heart. Let's see. Let me know if that happened before. McCormick over Goodwin. Be careful with that because you got to win it on special teams. You got to win it on special teams. And I believe far as ordering, like it doesn't really matter far as who pretty much in the order. It's like when your number is called, can you show up and show out? Safeties. KZ, not Jay-Z, DeMonte KZ, Reggie Robinson, who I believe is a misprint right here on this list. Reggie Robinson will be kicked back to cornerback on this list. But far as 53-man roster, you got to tag and put people down in positionings. Also, with Donovan Wilson and Israel Mukramu, he is another guy that I believe Mukramu, he's going to step it up during this training camp because he's one of the guys that already came out and said, hey, I'm the best DB out of this entire draft class. Just watch and wait and see. And I love when people speak with convictions and authoritative thoughts of their heart and meditation of their soul. So definitely, Mukramu, I might just elevate him to being one of my dark horses out there just for speaking things into an existence. Man, you know, the first thing that was ever created was sound. I'm talking some metaphysical stuff. Sound was created before light. Well, you know, I wasn't here when it all happened. Technically I was, but I wasn't existing at the time as far as I knew, right? But the Creator said, let there be light. He said it. So that means sound came out, right? I sound like a whole pastor somewhere preaching. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? So he spoke it into existence. I'm the best defensive back. And if he can craft it out there and prove it with his work and with his actions, man, the sky is not the limit because we got footprints on the moon.
Aishanika Pookie Rary Aishanika Popcorn.
Appreciate y'all. I wasn't ready, Alex. But let me hear it again, Alex.
Shout out La Aishanika Pookie Rary Aishanika Popcorn.
Yeah, I love it. So don't hold my feet to the fire on this list. But I will say that's what makes it so intriguing. And I got a news flash for you guys. There's somebody that we have not heard of, that we not thought of, is just going to roll out here next month and say, I got that PhD mentality, poor, hungry, and determined to make something happen. And just like that, their name is going to be echoed through all Oxnard. And we're going to be waiting to see whether or not this person can do it in the preseason game or do it when the Rams versus Cowboys deal go about. It's going to be nasty. So that's the list there. Let me shout out to all the special teams. Let's pull this up right quick. Zerline, y'all think he's going to make the team? Y'all let me know. And Hunter Nicewander, Hunter the punter, I think he's going to make this team, right? Yeah. And then shout out to my dog, man. They got rid of LP Ladder-Sore. And, you know, it kind of hurt me, you know. And, you know, when they got rid of LP Ladder-Sore, we were like, no! Play the taps for LP Ladder-Sore. He was one of the better long snappers that's on this team, and he was here for a long cup of coffee. Like, he had gallons, tubfuls of coffee. So I don't know, is it Jake McQuaid? You know, we better not know his name. We better not even know what number he wore. We don't want to hear from him, because that's all for all of those years with LP Ladouceur. He was a forgotten soul. Like, we're like, man, what's that good number? He wore number 91, who I believe Carlos Watkins got his number now, for crying out loud. Number 91 was gone for a long time. LP Ladouceur wore that good number. It was a good number, you know. It was like, man, he just a long snapper. So I don't want to know nothing about Jake. I want this season. If we hearing Jake name, we know it's a bad scenario. And I'm coming for Bone Fossil. I'm going to be like, how in the world? How in the world? You get rid of a guy that we didn't have a problem with, and the only time we heard his name was when the Washington team was pulling that BS. Y'all remember, right? Snap infraction, da-da-da-da-da. But outside of that, LP Ladouceur was a great piece for this special teams. Consistent, solid. So we'll be waiting for it. You know, we'll be sitting out here saying, okay, all right, don't you drop this. Don't you mess up. Better get it right. Y'all let me know. Pickle Rick says, oh, man, he was old. Look, leave him alone, man, Pickle Ray. Don't be practicing oldism, ageism, whatever they call it. Yeah. TD by Jake McQuaid. That would be nice. But we don't want to hear his name, though. We don't want to hear his name at all. We want to just be like two ships passing in the night. You know, we want everything to be right with that. Cowboy Nation. How long I've been live, Asmodeus? Let me know. Auntie was like, I'm still mad about that. And Uncle Charles, you said you had a song or something like that too, right? Bones with the tricks plays. Tiara, he better not have these trick plays. If it's 4th and 20, I'm like, man, you better punt that thing. Don't be like Cowboy fans. Don't be like, hey man, we got the first down, Law. Where you at? No. I want to turn it to conservative law at that point. If it's 4th and 20, if it's 4th and 30, man, that is not the time to reach into your bag of bones for tricks. You know, no. Shout out to you, Lee. Don't do that. Punt it away. Let Nice Wonder punt that thing far and away. Don't reach into your bag of bones of tricks. Ain't that right? Shout out to you, Pickle Rick. That's a cold-blooded name, though, by the way. Yeah, somebody get my time. Where my time people at? Cowboys 5 rings. Shout out to you. I can't wait for us to change your name to Cowboys 6 rings. I can't wait to change it. Can't wait to change it for you. Anytime you need music law, hit me up. I can't wait for you to get rid of that name until they say Cowboys 6 rings. And then I can't wait till you get rid of that one. They say Cowboys 7 rings, Cowboys 10 rings, Cowboys 20 rings. I can't wait. About an hour, BD Gray. Okay, hour and 47 minutes. Okay, appreciate you, Taylor. Appreciate you. Basham will make the team because
will make the team because he is a punt blocking specialist.
I like that. Oh, Basham is a shoulder band guy too. Just when you look at, I think I did a film review on him. That shoulder, he can get down. I don't think that he can cut the grass like Randy Gregory with that shoulder blade, but he can get there. Yeah. Do y'all want to do phone calls before we depart? Let me know. I can set up something like that. I can set up something like that. Dallas need to beat every team by 2 or 3 touchdowns because we are playing against the refs too. Yeah. I don't see a lie at all. No lies detected, Sally, appreciate you so much for your love and adulations and your donations for this channel and Facebook group. I really appreciate you. Anytime you need music, Law. Yeah, appreciate you, Sadiqua. We need a punt returner. Simi Fioku, Cedric Wilson, C.D. Lamb. Jordan Lewis, he did a few punt returns back in his days. What are the top priorities in training camp? This is from Taylor. Our proper training camp priorities will be to make everything honest, to be honest with every position, to remove all politics, to remove it. If XYZ guy is better than the rest of the guys, then start XYZ guy. But priority would be, just to be fair, is to find or solidify your backup quarterback. No more of the bull sugar stuff. To sort out who's your Mike linebacker. I don't want them playing musical chairs for that linebacker role. Dog it if it's Michael Parson. I'm about to say Mekhi Parson for some reason. If it's Michael Parson, and it's Mekhi Pfizer, by the way. Michael Parson is the Mike linebacker. And is Jalen Smith and LVE, what the world are you going to do with those guys? So you should have all of that secured week 2 of preseason. BD Gray says health, yeah, is always the most important thing. Yeah, you want our guys to be healthy. And no foolishness. If you like Ashaniqua, Ian, especially in this day and climate.
Anthony Brown is not a starter. Bring on Nashawn Wright, please, or someone who doesn't get burned constantly.
Facts. Now, Sean Wright is popular until he get burnt. Remember that as Cowboys fans. But I feel what you're saying. If Wright is outbeating these guys, even if it's boss man fat Kelvin Joseph, if he's beating those guys, then he win. Don't make it like, well, you're gonna do no, don't do that. Shepard, you said the right thing. And what I was going is no off the field, Pookie and Ray, even if it's Ashaniqua, and you got to say Pookie and Ray in this modern day climate. None of that nefarious stuff that goes on, None of that stuff. Focus in on football. Get these boys together. Get them together. Somebody let me know when we hit the 2-hour mark. We'll stop it right at 2. How about that? J. Lou, this is J. Lou that keeps on the roster. Punt return is from GB. Gerald Beasley, yeah. Excited to see what Dan Quinn does. This is from Drew. Yeah. So maybe we have to write that down. Backup quarterback, solidifying who will be the actual starters as it relates to that linebacker. Solidify who will be that outside corner on the opposite side of Trayvon Diggs. That's 3. And 4 would be Dan Quinn. With these players, we'll be watching them. Will they be saying, oh, I can't pick up the defense, or I don't like the way I'm playing it in this particular position, right? So those are the 4 categories. Is there a 5th one? Let me see if I can repeat. Solidifying the backup quarterback. 1, you got to have that's important. Number 2, solidifying who will play where at that linebacker role. 3, who will be the actual opposite corner that's starting on the opposite side of Diggs. And 4, what the world is Dan Quinn would be doing with this particular defense. What's the 5th one? Taylor says new identity on what side of the coin, offense or defense? That's too broad. Do we have players that can read a two-gap scheme? Two-gap scheme, are you talking about just as it relates to a front four? But we are in an attacker mode type of front, so there's no more two-gap scenario. So that will not be the situation on our defensive side. The fifth one will be Lance Bell says, what about special teams? J Rock says solid backup for his offensive line. Let's see. When I pull up, let me see if I can make it cute over here. Hold on. I think I got the cheat note right here. Offensive chart. And do this right here. Come on, baby. There we go. And blow this up, slide it up right here. That look pretty good right there. Okay. Pay attention. Pay attention to what we have here. Let me see if I can see it. Give me 1 second here, Cowboy Nation. Which is the best nation, by the way. Cowboy Nation. We the best. All right, so Tyron Smith, and then we got Ty, who's already injured, and we're going to have to cross that bridge. Connor Williams, backup for Connor Williams, Brandon Knight, that's pretty good. Tyler Biotish, his backup is Connor McGovern. He's got positional flex. He can play center. Zach Martin, of course, and then Josh Ball, I'm going to say. Josh, I think, hands down, is way better than Terrence Steele. I like Brandon Knight. He was serviceable enough not to be exposed when he got out there, not saying that he's a world beater. I think that our backup out of Brandon Knight, Connor McGovern, Josh Ball, we okay. Ty Niseki, I think that's how you say this man's name. We need to be looking for a person that can fit into their role, just in case. So we still need to be looking. My thing is with the Tyron Smith, I think that he's okay, but I think that Josh Ball is interchangeable enough to play right or left tackle as a backup. Bust glass in case of fire type of situation. So we okay. All right. So but we'll still be looking into that in training camp. And shout out to some of the guys that will be out there who's focusing on guard play and tackle play. And that is, I think for this year, Vach will be out there. And, you know, when they do those one-on-one drills, the offensive lineman, the offensive tackle. See, now we can work this thing out the best way. Say, Vach, man, you get over there and watch them guys. I'm going to still be watching the wide receivers and the DBs. Because when they split up, see how training camp is, they split up into two segments there. I like guard play and tackle play, but I ain't finna be sitting there watching them. I'm going to be over there watching the DBs. Shout out to the DBs. That DB category is safety and cornerback. And as well as linebackers, they normally be segmented off or switched off on their side of the groove. Hopefully, you know, Botchkin, he can carry himself over there and watch them. And I heard that Corey, my dog, he'll be there. Of course, Big Game James, he'll be out there. Sky Walker, he'll be there. So we'll be there trying to give you guys our perspective of what they'll be doing out there in Oxnard, if Lord is willing. And if I don't know how the setup will be since the pandemic is over with, of how close they will allow us to be watching the players. It always was a barrier anyway. But now we can sit there and really dissect the film. And another thing too, Cowboy Nation, you guys don't have to ask me, Law, can I reuse your clips? The answer is yes. Any footage that I get in Oxnard, and if you have your own YouTube page, Facebook page, MySpace, Black Planet, TikTok, Instagram, feel free. All of my content, I'm never one of those guys saying, oh, you got that from my page. I understand it. You know, I do this for the nation, not for independent vibes or to poke out my chest and say, hey, I'm the best. So any footage I get, feel free. Oh, yeah, my dog Shango will be there, too. We'll be collaborating and doing some things out there in Oxnard. Shout out to you guys, man. So that's just my thoughts there. So
Tony Pollard should get the Cordell Patterson treatment on special team.
ooh, yeah, that would be nice. Cordell was just different. My dog over here, Drew P, says, "Gotta stay in your weight class, Law." Yeah, man. Look, I ain't gonna be watching them boys. You know, they had some good drills when I was out there. I cut some footages together, and you guys just don't know, man. It's a lot of work watching the nuances of the offensive guards. And what they do is, in offensive tackles, all of them, they go against each other. They go against each other. So it's not offense versus defense when they're doing their independent drills. And me, I like to see the sledge being hit. I go watch. I'm a defensive-minded guy, so I'll watch the defensive end and the defensive tackles. I knew, like, real talk, I knew that when Kerry Hyder, when I was out there watching him, I said, that dude he's something special. He was on the he's defensive guy. But he was when I was out there, every training camp day, Kerry, and although he's not on his team, he just wanted it more than other guys. And political football got in the way, of course, but he was the first one there. First one that he beat everybody out there on the defensive side working, whether it be ladder drill, whether it be individual footwork, whether it be plyometrics, calisthenics, whatever it is. He was the first one out there. I like seeing the small things. I like looking at who is the first one out there. Who's the person that's sitting by themselves stretching? Who's working the cords? Those are the things that I like to look at. And who just willing to say, hey, I'm willing to pick up extra assignments, because they do that. Who want to do the kickoff return? Who want to do the punt return? What do you like to do as far as this technique and these sorts? I don't know whether or not it will still be the same, but we'll find out next month. Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you guys for tuning in and being part of this thing. Appreciate you, Saturday, for giving me the time. I gotta bounce like a basketball and spend some time with the family. I just thought that I'll just jump over here, spending 2 hours with my other side of the family. We might not all look alike. We may not all talk a lot alike, because I'm country as all get out. But dog it, you cut us, we bleed the same. We bleed that silver and blue, and then we'll throw them hands too. You cut us, shoot, we can be like, okay, all right, cool, you want to fight. So brothers and sisters out there, we fighting. But we still love this team. From the moon and sun and back and everything. Cowboy Nation, write this down. I say this all the time before I leave, and we'll play 2 songs on the way out, and I give a shout out to where you guys are from. But I really believe in this, man, in the hearts of hearts, and then you can write this down and have it in your hearts. But make sure you put some fire emojis out there on your way out. Smash that like button for your brother. Help me out, share gang. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it seems as hard as it can be, and you can't fight through it. But I come here to tell you, with strong tenacity and pertinacity and all of your heart, soul, and sinew, if you can get these things down through your mind, if dogged and grim and beset it with the help of Almighty, you can go out there and get it. Cowboy Nation, put that in your heart. Put that in your soul. Shout out to you from Prosper, Texas. Shout out to you, man. Bakersfield, California. I can't even read today. But let's continue to grind and shine, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Turn me up. Let's go. San Antonio. Let's go. Tell them.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. They wanted me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the dome and just routine here, might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up.
Cowboys days.
Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets
family.
Run it up. I used to be quiet and
Jerry Jones,
now
Wallet.
I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today.
Come on.
I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up. Ooh, now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo.
If you gonna be out there in Oxnard, hit me up. Let's go. Turn me up.
10
toes down, baby.
Outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again.
Yeah.
Add it up.
Let the world spin.
Euro, peso,
go, Nation.
I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me.
Shout out to you, Gracia. Sally Lawyer, appreciate you.
Everything is on me. Gon'
Taylor.
back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country hard,
Maryland in the house.
Farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just take the money
one.
and go stack up. Only
See
buy
ya.
a car, take it tatted up. All that other bull, it don't
All the
matter
haters,
much. You only climb me
do
up,
me a
put the
favor.
ladders up. Never
Lean
fall.
forward.
I done doubled up on the
There we go.
workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me,
It's all me, baby.
Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me.
We gonna be
Why you
crunk
hating
out
on
there in
me? It's not
Oxnard,
adding
baby.
up.
Shout out to y'all.
Told her if it's all me,
It's on
everything
me.
is on me.
It's
Gon'
on
back
me.
it up. Matter what?
Oak
Told you
Cliff.
I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Yeah.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, shout out to Oak Cliff, baby. Yeah. One more for the slow grinders out there, the riders, the lovers. Hey, pull your drink up and you tell them, chill and relax to the nation. Come on, vibe with me, baby. Foster, get 'em. Let's groove, baby. Ha.
Take a drag of my cigarette.
Yeah.
Breathe me out, breathe you in. Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save a last bite for you.
Roster breakdown. Yeah.
For you.
Come on.
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Don't let it hit you, baby.
You know it's dangerous to go alone.
Come on. I can see y'all right now in your 88 Cutlass. Hey. Come on. Yeah.
Whatever you do.
Hey. Come on. Yeah, Sadiqua. See you. Pickle Rick.
7 more and another one.
Yeah. Old souls over here. Don't hit him with this move right here, though. It's all about the shoulders.
All in one.
Come on.
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Come on.
You know it's dangerous to go alone.
Hey.
Don't
Hit
let
that
the
like
street
button, baby.
lights hit you. Can I be your play it too?
Play a tune, baby.
I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Play it too.
Sing it.
If a paper crane can fly,
Yo.
then forever doesn't feel that far.
Don't feel that far, baby.
So far.
Ready, red.
So far. If a paper crane can fly,
Watch this
then
note.
forever doesn't feel
I can hit this
that
note too, right?
far. So far.
Come on,
so
Nation.
far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
That was nice, right? Let me get out here, man, and hang around with family. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday and Sunday and Monday and beyond. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.